I go in the ring and I do anything to win. If I might have to bite his ear, I bite his ear. You know, this ain't no talk, this ain't no joke, this is for real. If I have to bite him on his ear, I bite him and I shake him like my dog would. You know, I ain't there to win. If it means southpaw, lefty, me hit him in the head, butt him, elbow, whatever it takes, I ain't there to win. That's why I bring everybody with me. The voodoo, me, my roots, everything come in.
He was the pit bull in the fight. Won the lightweight title, shining so bright. With a snake round his neck, he stepped in the ring. Champion of the people, the lightweight king. 1984, the year he made history. Took the belt from Mancini, changed his destiny. He danced in the ring like a warrior proud. With his dreadlocks flowing, he drew a crowd. The snake round his neck, symbol of his power. Feared by his rivals every single hour. He fought with a passion, his spirit unbreakable. Livingstone Bramble, truly unmistakable. He was the big bull in the fight. Won the lightweight title, shining so bright. With a snake round his neck, he stepped in the ring. Champion of the people, the lightweight king. From St. Kitts to the global stage, he wrote his story on every page. Fearless and strong with a warrior's creed. In the ring he was a sight to see.
Livingstone Bramble was born on September 3, 1960 in St. Kitts and Nevis. His father, Henry, was a general foreman in a Hess oil refinery and moved the family to the Virgin Islands in the early 1970s. When Bramble was 15, his parents divorced. "I'm glad," Bramble told his 7 brothers and 2 sisters. They don't love each other. Bramble quit school and no longer believed in academic pursuits, valuing only respect. He began boxing, winning titles in multiple weight classes, although there was little competition for him in St. Croix. In 1979, he was sent to the United States as part of a team of 3 to prepare for the 1980 Olympics, which his country later boycotted. Bramble remained in the States, making his home in Passaic, New Jersey. He found work as an aide in a library while training under former welterweight contender Jeff West. Bramble continued his amateur success, winning the New Jersey Golden Gloves title in 1980, but losing to Bernard Taylor in the National Golden Gloves. Now managed by Sammy Sangis, Bramble turned pro in October of 1980. 8 months later, he risked his undefeated record against the unbeaten Kenny Bogner. Bramble always disliked Bogner, as only a year previously, the two were on the same New Jersey amateur team, but never got along. "This isn't hype," Bramble said. "I really hate the guy."
Frank Cappuccino is the referee. That's Bogner in green, Bramble in the red trunks. Round 1 scheduled for 8. Pair of lightweights and they trade right hands. And they're going right to it, and Bogner does the early beating on the Bramble. Bramble comes right back with a right hand.
You're not going to see Kenny Bogner take too many backward steps. He just keeps coming at you and coming at you.
Bramble from Passaic, New Jersey. Bogner from Trenton, New Jersey. And they have made quick reputations on their way up in the lightweight division. There's Bramble with a lead right hand. A left hook by Bramble, but a left hook by Bogner. So far this first round filled with action as Bogner hit Bramble with a right hand, and Bramble is doing some evasive tactics now.
Well, Bramble's getting hit with some good body shots, and this fight reminds me of the fight back in January when Bogner fought undefeated Robert Rucker, who was 17-0. They were talking about him as another Howard Davis Jr., and Bogner ate him up with body shots. So I'm curious.
Randy, are you surprised here that both of them are sluggy and not dancing?
I'm not surprised that Bogner's slugging. I'm very surprised that Bramble's in there slugging. He shouldn't be doing that at all.
Combination from Bramble. Right hand lead by Bramble. And here in the latter half of the first round, Livingstone Bramble in the red is starting to accumulate points, and Kenny Bogner who had a fast start.
Just an incredible first round. These guys are not feeling each other out.
Right hand by Bramble in the red. Right hand by Bogner in the green. This is like a sparring session in the gym. This is not like a fight. These guys are really working out there, trading leather.
This is one of the best first rounds I have ever seen either guy put out, and one of the best first rounds we've had on ESPN.
And Randy, most of them are headshots. They're headhunting here. Very little body work. Very entertaining first 3 minutes. How are you going to call that?
Now that's what Bramble has to be doing, popping the jab.
There's that lead right again by Bramble. Wagner with a right hand of his own. And Bramble with a left-right combination. Wagner is still there, clear-eyed and throwing punches. We're just a minute into the second round.
Now, Sal, you and I know Livingstone Bramble. I think it was 2 fights ago. We had him on ESPN. He knocked out a guy by the name of Andres Cain Jimenez. And after the fight, well, during the fight, he kept looking over at us and winking and sticking his tongue out and playing. And after the fight, I said to him, you know, you're getting really cocky, and one day somebody's going to punch you in the mouth. And he said, I'd like to see somebody try it. He really believes in his boxing ability.
A pair of undefeated lightweights halfway through the second round. The left-right combination by Bramble in the red. Randy, this is a wonderful matchup because you're seeing fighters here of equal skill. Less than a minute to go in round number 2. Lead right again by Bramble connects. Wagner comes back with a right hand. They trade rights again. Wagner with a right hand. Bramble comes back with a right hand. Bramble with a lead right, then a left hook. And Wagner in green pawing away, looking for some punching room.
Wagner takes a lot of punches, but the thing is, he's always there, working on the midsection, working on the midsection. And they take their toll after a while.
Double left by Wagner, but Bramble comes back with a right hand. Less than 30 seconds to go. Round number 2. Overhand right by Bramble as he did a little skipping step. They trade rights again.
Come on, move that hand. Hit him in the gut, hit him.
This is like the bat away.
This is an incredible fight. The styles are really... Bramble is making the fight because I thought he'd run, and he's not. He's standing right there. He's fighting Wagner's fight.
Wagner misses with a pair of left hooks. Takes a right hand as Bramble comes back with a countering right. Another right hand by Bramble, and Kenny Wagner...
Solid round.
Meanwhile, Bramble keeps going back to the well. He's using a lead right hand to score on Wagner. There it is again. Wagner showing a lazy left hand in his defense.
And if he gets lazy, the fast hands of Bramble are going to pick him apart just like that. A 3-punch combination.
A left hook by Bramble. Back comes Wagner, a left right, and then a left hand. Bramble continues to peck away with the jab. Right hand by Bramble. Another right hand by Bramble. Wagner is really slowed up here in the 6th round.
He's hurting bad. You just don't see Kenny Wagner go to the ropes like that. He wants to rest.
Livingstone Bramble is fighting at a tempo as if it's the first round. Notice how quickly Bramble is pressing the attack. Right uppercut by Bramble. Left hand by Bramble. A left-right combination by Bramble in the red. And Bramble straightens up Wagner with a right hand. Wagner with a right, but back comes Bramble, counter-punching well with a left-right combination. And that takes care of round number 6.
Now, after the 5th round, I just took a walk over to, or after the 6th round, excuse me, I just took a walk into Bramble's corner, and I asked, what's wrong with the right eye? And they said he's been thumbed about 3 or 4 times in the eye, and he's having a little difficulty seeing.
Well, Bramble has a decision to make here. You see him dancing around the ring. Don't you think, Randy, that if he just danced and pecked away, he might coast here for the last 2 rounds?
I agree with that, but how many times have you seen a fight when you thought a guy won the first 6 rounds, danced, gave it away, and he lost the fight?
That certainly is a danger. Bramble with a left hook. Wagner swinging from the heels here late in the fight. He knows he's way behind in rounds. He'll only win if he knocks out Bramble. Wait a second. Wagner's waving his hands. He's taking a standing 8 count from the referee. What's the problem here, Randy?
I don't know. He just looked over at his father right before he... I'm not sure if he's going to quit or not. He looked over at his father, and I think he's quitting.
That's it. He has quit. Fred Cappuccino, the referee, looks as puzzled as anybody else. In the center of the ring, Livingstone Bramble is congratulating. Wagner's not talking. He absolutely quit in the middle of the round.
No mas.
We've got another one of those.
Except this guy took a genuine old-fashioned American beating.
Wagner stated that his nose was broken going into the fight, but Bramble insisted that he broke his opponent's nose in the 5th round. Less than 2 months after the impressive victory, Bramble took on another prospect, Philadelphia's Anthony Fletcher.
The gold trunks coming from the left. undefeated in 9 fights, but he had a ton of amateur fights, well over 100.
Bramble's very aggressive, Jim. I do think he's having a little bit of difficulty with the fact that Two-Gun is turned around. He's trying to overcome that style just by plowing in, coming very hard. It's a good way to get tagged if you haven't seen much of left-handers before.
Winding down toward the end of round 1, and this is our opening bout tonight. Livingstone Bramble in the gold trunks, black stripe. The white trunks belong to Anthony Two-Gun Fletcher. And the voice in the background belongs to Mrs. Fletcher. There's the bell. We'll be hearing a lot from her tonight with both.
Hands up. Come on. Hands up.
Off-balance right hand caught Fletcher on the body.
Left hand uppercut. Raise your hand.
More toward the arm. There's a good right hand, though, and a right to the body. Doubled up on his right, and he landed both of them.
Hands up. Come on. One with it. Get your hands up. Come on. Get off first. Take him back where he comes from.
There's that left hand you were talking about. Just got through the 2 gloves by Fletcher.
He's been leading with it off and on. Bramble doesn't seem to know quite how to counter.
Come on.
20 seconds to go.
Get off again.
Bramble's having some trouble with his left glove or his fist. I don't know which, Jim.
Opening bout tonight. These are lightweights. And that's Anthony Two-Gun Fletcher on your right in the white trunks, Livingstone Bramble in the gold.
Fletcher's beginning to score well now down the stretch of this round, Jim.
Put pressure on the man. Put pressure on the man.
Bramble might have got stung by a little left-right combination there because he had slowed up and allowed himself to be backed into his own, or rather the Fletcher corner.
The left hand came in pretty, with some good zip on it. I think it hit him flush. I think it might have momentarily stunned him. I don't think he's hurt badly. Fletcher's staying right on top of him, though.
That's right. Get busy. Don't worry about that. Over here. Hands up. Hands up.
For Sammy Goss in his last effort right here at the Sands.
Hands up. Take your hands with your feet. Hands up.
Fletcher's giving ground very grudgingly. He's letting Livingstone Bramble start to take the lead, and then he's countering on it.
I'll tell you to do.
It's been effective so far. I think he's a shade quicker.
Round the side, Fletcher. Both hands. Both hands. Now, watch it. Last one. Come on. That's right. Both hands. Round the side. Up the center. Up the center. Straight left, man. Straight left. Both hands.
Got the right hand in over the glove that time.
Over hands. Straight left, man. Step right. Last one. Get on. Get on. Get on. Come on.
Fletcher applying the pressure now.
That's the way. That's the way. Come on. Step to him, sir.
Very good left hand. Good shoulder behind it. That hurt.
Get on. Get off first, brother.
Bramble takes the punch well, though.
Yes, he does. He's taking some good clean shots.
He just took another one.
Go again,
Fighters in good condition.
Get that body!
Haven't slowed a
Good
bit.
left hand by Bramble there.
Come on, get him up! Get that body! Watch him there, come on! Up!
Bramble with 2 rights to the body, they score.
Keep him right there, bro!
He's got Fletcher against the ropes. There's the bell. That's round 7 and a good closing flurry by Livingstone Bramble. Both fighters look like they want to get with it here for round number 8. And that's what they're going to do.
Standing down inside. Bramble looks like he's telling him to come on. And Fletcher did with a left hand.
We'll just tell you that most of the punches so far landed.
Though he is tall and rangy, has long reach, he's not a dancer or mover. He's willing to stand in there and mix with anybody. And fans love that.
They're mixing it now. 8th and final round. Good right and a good left follow-up by Fletcher.
Come on, Bramble! Come on, touch it!
One thing about Anthony Fletcher so far, he hasn't let himself get dominated for very long. If he gets hit 3 or 4 times, he fights his way out of it.
He has good poise, Jim. You can rattle him for a few seconds, but he figures out how to get back.
One shot, come on, follow up!
Getting near the minute mark.
Don't wait!
Right hand scores by Bramble.
Very cleanly, right to the mouth.
Final minute.
Come on, keep him there, keep him there. Get up. Go first.
This has been a good fight for both boxers, Jim. They're both young. I think they both learned something tonight.
Fletcher comes on now with a flurry.
I think Livingstone Bramble learned a little bit about facing a left-hander.
Fletcher senses that his man is tired now. He's trying to be a little cute.
Well,
Bramble has slowed up.
He knows the fight's almost over, and I think he feels he's won it.
Come on, get up, get up. Get on there, bro. Take up. Come on, get up.
Fletcher, I'm sure, learned a little bit about working under pressure tonight, because Bramble has kept pressure on him.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on, strong with it, Bramble.
There's the bell. A good fight. The crowd's going to like this one. They do.
It's like a little blood trickling down from Two Gun's nose. Nothing very serious, but a red badge of honor or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scoring as follows. The referee, Paul Venti, scores it 4 rounds, Anthony Fletcher, 4 rounds, Livingstone Bramble.
It's going to be interesting.
Judge William Carrozza scores it 4 rounds, Fletcher, 3 rounds, Bramble, 1 round, even. And Judge Richard F. Murray has it. Anthony Two Gun Fletcher, 5 rounds. Livingstone Bramble, 2 rounds, 1 round, even. The winner by majority decision, Anthony Two Gun Fletcher.
Two got the winner, but not easy. In fact, he was a draw on the card of referee Paul Venti.
Undeterred by the close defeat, Bramble came in as a late substitute to face Jerome Artis. Bramble took a close decision over the 36-fight veteran, and the victory propelled him into the lightweight rankings at number 9. Bramble was now managed by Lou Duva and trained by Tommy Parks. The renowned trainer had worked with Bramble up until the Bogner fight, but then had to focus more of his attention on middleweight star Bobby Ches. Parks found it hard to tend to both fighters, leaving Bramble's corner for 9 straight fights until returning in January of 1983. Bramble's style is different from most fighters, Parks said. That's what makes him so effective. He fights right, but the way he punches and moves is strange and confuses his opponents. Under the Duva's promotional banner, Bramble remained in the shadow of the promoter's more established fighters like Bobby Ches and Rocky Lockridge. Nonetheless, he climbed steadily up the rankings over the next 2 years. Using a steady jab, a body attack, and what his trainer believed to be his main weapon, unpredictability, Bramble defeated Bubba Buscemi, Teddy Hatfield, Gaten Hart, Lorenzo Guzman, and Raphael Williams. These victories propelled him to the #1 ranking in the World Boxing Association, making him the mandatory challenger for lightweight champion Ray Boom Boom Mancini. The bout was signed, and Bramble wasted no time in revealing his eccentricities to the press. He disclosed that he had 5 pit bulls, a boa constrictor, a python, and a tegu, a large lizard. He flew in an alleged witch doctor from St. Croix, calling him Dr. Dew. The witch doctor wished both fighters luck. Good luck for Bramble and bad luck for Mancini. I shook hands with him, Lou Duva said to Mancini, and my right arm became shorter than my left. Lord knows what he'll do to you. But Dr. Dew later admitted to being nothing more than Bramble's old basketball coach. While in New York City, the two fighters prepared for a photo session with 2 10-year-old victims of Cooley's anemia. With the 2 girls standing behind Mancini, Bramble called his opponent a vulgar word. Mancini became enraged, telling Bramble to watch his language. Bramble claimed that he didn't see the girls, but repeated the comment. The 2 men were quickly separated. Bramble tried to needle Mancini further by stating that he was dedicating the fight to the Ethiopians who were killed by the Italians during World War II. Mancini's manager, Dave Wolf, called the remark racist and accused Bramble of being anti-Italian, a remark that had Lou Duva laughing out loud. Bramble also pulled out a voodoo doll, saying it was Mancini as he stuck needles into the doll's eyes. But he drew the ire of both Mancini and the press when he referred to the defending champion as a murderer, referencing Mancini's fight with Dooku Kim, who died of injuries sustained in their bout. Nobody likes this Rasta man, Bramble said. That's good. I get my strength from people's hatred.
Round number 1.
That is certainly Mancini's stock in trade, and he will try and work the body. There he does with the left hook to Bramble.
You will have to watch closely with Bramble. He likes to counter with right hands. Mancini, who's a converted southpaw, has a tough right hand, and he's using it right now to advantage.
Some people believe Bramble has not faced the kind of pressure that Mancini will put on him. Certainly no one has been able to do that against him as well as Mancini will, and they wonder if Bramble can sustain under that pressure.
Wild right by Bramble, who so far has not indicated that he is in any way tied up by the moment.
Well, Mancini has landed good jabs, and Mancini has also shown good head movements in getting away from a lot of the jabs and straight rights from Bramble. That's good news for him in this first round. Now, this is where Mancini wants this fight, right here. He is landing good shots and doing a very good job avoiding Bramble, but a good left hook.
Yes, you're absolutely right. A good left hook by Bramble, and again, big surprise. Bumpus in the first fight decided to slug it out, and apparently Bramble feels the same way. That is the Duva plan of the night. Take it to them.
Bramble's certainly less of a boxer than Bumpus, so it's not that surprising, but we did expect a little bit more lateral movement from Livingstone Bramble.
The referee now cautioning both fighters for using their heads. And
there is a cut
over Mancini's eye, and he's being led back to the corner.
It's a terrible cut.
This may be a great deal of pressure. The doctor, Armin Sinkata from Syracuse, is being asked to look at it, but he is not the last voice. The last voice is the referee, Marty Denkin. Now, if he deems it, He's decided to let it go. Did he think it was a butt, or did he? Yes, he thought it was a butt, which is an important thing. All right, 25 seconds remain, and the most important man in Buffalo, New York right now is Paul Percyfield, who's got to stop the bleeding on the cut of Mancini. Mancini working hard because he knows he's in a difficult position. We will stay right here and go to the corner as Bramble has now decided to work from the left style, and Mancini putting pressure on, and the bell ends round number 1. Let's go back to
A little bit. That time it didn't look like an accident.
good right uppercut. He's beating Mancini to the punch. Mancini's a little wild.
Mancini with an excellent left hook, and he's getting the jab in. This fight is a war.
Yes, it is.
Mancini desperate because of the cut, and so he has gone to war with Bramble, and Bramble willing to stay in there and trade punches. So far, he's been able to do it.
Mancini before tried to get in close. Now he's fighting him at long range and trying to use the right to the body to set up the left hook to the head. But he's got to stay away as Bramble opens up on him, and Mancini hit him again, and there's more blood from the eye of Ray Mancini. Despite the cut, Mancini's doing an excellent job on the inside. Bramble landing his shots, but Mancini just a little quicker in most instances. Bramble in the gold trunks, and Mancini is boxing him now, giving an indication of the kind of fighter he can be under these extreme circumstances where his eye was busted up in the first round. Good right by Bramble, but boy, Mancini can take a punch, and he showed it again there. And I'm looking at his eye. I said before he was bleeding. I don't think he has. I think Percyfield stopped the bleeding. Mancini staying in and using the left hook. Took a tremendous left to the eye. (12, 11, 10 seconds remaining of round number 2. Bramble fighting him as a righty now. One thing Bramble has done better in this fight than in previous fights is stay on balance. He's throwing his punches with good leverage, but Mancini, oh, that left hook may have rocked Bramble. Yes, it did. He might have been a little off balance, but Mancini is showing his tremendous tenacity, bulldog quality. But I tell you, Paul Percyfield did a good job on the eye. No bleeding. We've already had an upset tonight. Johnny Bumpus was knocked out by Gene Hatcher. Mancini taking shots to the head to return shots. And this has been a war, in your words, Al. Bramble switches to the southpaw style, and that may be to defend against that left hook. He lands a good straight left hand, Bramble does, from this posture. And now Livingstone Bramble becomes a southpaw. You know, Mancini had trouble with Orlando Romero, the last southpaw he faced last year. So that maybe Bramble looked at those tapes and decided this could work, and there's a good right hook. Bramble's been effective now from the southpaw stance. An interesting move by him, and it's worked. We have about 23, 22, 21, 20 seconds remaining. We've had trouble with the timekeeper all night long, and that's why we say about. But the third round's about to end, and from here in, Mancini took a hard left uppercut. Got his right hand and took a right hand. He landed it against Chacon, as I said, a much shorter fighter, but doing well against Bramble. Excellent right by Mancini. Good right, counter. As I mentioned to you before, Mancini uses his left hand. He's a lefty in everything but boxing and batting in baseball. He's a converted southpaw, and that right hand is very much underrated. He's in a war. He is banging the body of Bramble with that right hand. You wonder what toll that will take later in the fight, if we get to later in the fight. Bramble fighting back. There is never an easy fight for Ray Mancini, and this one again, a very tough one. Catch Sports Night of Champions will continue after this message from your local station. to Bramble about using his elbows. Mancini coming on, warding him off with the elbows and coming at him.
Good body work again by Mancini. He's abandoned that a little bit.
Good left hook by Bramble. Tough fight.
Indeed, and both these fighters doing what they do and doing it extremely well. They're both fighting excellently.
Yelling at Ray Mancini are the people in his corner, use your stick, and they mean stick that jab out at it.
Mancini much busier than Bramble, and you would think that has got to have an impact on the judges. He's throwing 6 or 7 punches to every one for Bramble.
I know the reason you're mentioning it. If it's a technical stoppage, then of course it becomes a question of who's it. What a right uppercut by Bramble.
And Ray does not stop coming forward. The Mancini chin, it is excellent.
That time he avoided the right hand. Another hard punch by Bramble as we come to the end of round 5. It's been a different kind of fight than you would expect from Mancini. You would expect him to come in as he is right now underneath, but they keep yelling at him from the corners. Circle him and jab. Good right hand by Mancini.
Well, it's been a fight on the inside, but Mancini found out that from just a slightly longer distance away, he could land the jab in these combinations, so he's done it. He didn't have to be fighting right off the chest of Bramble, though he is right now.
And doing it effectively. He's got Bramble cornered, and he's using the body blows to set him up.
Worked fairly well for him. They want Mancini to move to his left to get outside that right foot of Bramble.
Oh, he hurt Mancini. He has Mancini in trouble. He has him in trouble.
It was the right hook again, and Bramble does not follow up on it. Why? They are waving to Bramble from his corner to move in, and he simply isn't doing it.
The same advice that you had for Bumpus, opponent Hatcher, you have for Mancini. He is moving right into that right hook. It's been a good round for Livingstone Bramble. We're coming to the end of the 7th round. That Sports Night of Champions will continue after this message from your local station.
But he is getting, and there he is. He's now back to southpaw. They want Ray to move. He's not moving. He's standing and exchanging with Bramble, and he's paying for it. Ray's in trouble. He is getting hit with a lot of shots. They wondered, could Bramble sustain against the pressure of Mancini? Thus far, he's done it. He has taken a lot from Ray Mancini over the first 7 rounds, and he's still there, and he is hurting Ray.
I'm wondering right now again whether it's a matter of macho with Ray because he dislikes this man so much that he won't move.
I think that is a valid argument. That's conceivable. And maybe Ray is just too tired to box and move. He has exerted a lot of energy. He has thrown many punches over these first 7.5 rounds. He cannot deal with the southpaw stance of Bramble. It's what gave him trouble against Orlando Romero last September in Madison Square Garden. He was fortunate to win a close fight on a knockout in that instance.
Mancini now loading up, trying to do it with a punch and taking punishment in return.
He is very tired. I think Ray
has got to get a second breath. They're yelling at him from the corner, move. He may be on his way down. He's in trouble as he was against Stark Whale. Took a hard right.
The right hook as a southpaw for Bramble is landing almost every time he throws it. Ray cannot defend against that punch. His left is low. There's a lot in this fight. Keeps coming forward, does Livingstone Bramble.
This Cat Sports...
He may have hurt Bramble with a left hand.
Yes, he might have. He's moving in on him now. Oh, they are really hammering. Which one puts first? They've gone a long range again. It is a war of attrition.
Boy, people will remember round 8 of this fight for a long time. this. I still have Mancini ahead, 77-76, though I have given Bramble the last 2 rounds.
He's beating Mancini to the punch with a right hand. And they're telling him, use the left jab, use the left jab. But Ray wants to get in there and bang with him. And when he does, he's having difficulty.
Now, Bramble came out as a righty again. Let's see if he does what he did the last round, change to southpaw after about 30 or 40 seconds. If he doesn't, I'll be very surprised. There's the jab by Mancini. That punch has not been effective the last 2 or 3 rounds because Bramble has fought mostly as a southpaw.
I believe Bramble is beginning to enjoy this fight.
Well, he mugged at Mancini toward the end of the last round. Jenkins trying to get in and warn Bramble about holding, and he just went in and threw a shot at Mancini, but a show of sportsmanship by both fighters, touching gloves. That is surprising.
Psychologically, what Bramble did before the fight, getting Mancini as angry as he did, may be effective for him because Mancini will not listen to his corner. Mancini said before the fight, he said Bramble doesn't listen to his corner, and yet now they're yelling to him, use your jab, and they're screaming and he won't. He wants to stay in there and slow.
Bill, I think part of that is the fatigue. He can't move. He's using the jab, but he can't move. Early in the fight, he was disciplined, so perhaps now some of that anger coming out, but I think it's more a question of fatigue on Mancini's part. He just can't move as well as he'd like to.
Coming up to 40 seconds left in this, the 9th round, scheduled for 15, and it has literally been a war. Oh, now he's back to fighting him righty, and that's where he does most of his damage.
As a left-hander, Bramble is doing the job on Mancini, as he has throughout most of the fight when he's fought from that posture.
And now it's Bramble who is the aggressor pursuing Mancini against the ropes.
There's a cut now on the left eye of Mancini.
Cut over the right, cover over the left eye, and we're coming up to the 10th round.
Good round here. He's taken some big shots, but he has landed some as well. But you can tell he just looks much more tired.
Yes, he does now. He surely does.
He's standing straight up because he's tired, and that's why he's taking a lot of those shots. You know, he can land the straight right against Bramble. He's done it in this round a lot when Bramble's in the southpaw stance, but Bill, it has no impact, and Bramble just keeps coming.
I was going to say that I thought that Mancini had gotten his 2nd win, but here at the end of round number 10, it does not look like it.
He's landing, but it's having no impact. He might steal this round with a number of punches, but Bramble landing the more effective blow.
Oh, he got tagged with that right hook. Again.
He simply can't hurt Livingstone Bramble, and right now that's the story of this fight.
That Sports Night of Champions will continue after this message from your local station.
You can almost see that Ray's eyes light up when he goes back to righty. He feels he has a better shot that way. Ray's jab lands better when Bramble is a righty. He's landing it now. Ray is not busy on the inside, an indication he is tired.
There's Bramble doing exactly what we talked about, making the strong close. Notice that Bramble has gone to the lefty stance a little earlier. This time not with a minute and a half remaining in the round, but with 2:20 and more. And he hurts him every time with that right hook.
Can you imagine why he would fight any of this fight as a righty? It's hard for me even to fathom after he's found such success as a lefty.
As Ray found his 2nd win.
Well, he's punching a lot, but they're not having that much impact. And of course, he is tired. But you know what you have to say about Bramble? We are into the latter stages of this fight, into the 12th round. And despite all the body work and the punches he's been hit with, he looks pretty fresh. He has never been this far, Livingstone Bramble. This is the farthest he has ever been in a fight.
This has just been a war.
Good right hand by Mancini. That was the first right hand he's thrown with conviction in about 4 rounds. Could be maybe he is getting some reserve here. Now he's doing a good job of slipping punches. That last right got in, however.
hit him on the top of the head. He said before the fight tonight to you, I may not have the greatest skills in the world, but I have the heart. And that heart is being tested right now.
That's for sure. There's blood from the left eye and the right eye of Ray Mancini. The right eye is swollen, the left eye is cut, and he fights on.
Bramble picking his shots now. And Mancini holding on a little bit. Round number 13 of this one scheduled for 15 for the WBA Lightweight Championship. And Bramble has suddenly started to vary his attack. Working underneath, working overhand, and the corner keeps yelling at Ray. Move back, move back. Less than a minute remaining in the 13th round.
I don't think there's any way to give Livingstone Bramble too much credit for both his conditioning and his tenacity tonight. Many people doubted that he could go this long in a war with Mancini. He's never had to do anything like this ever in his career before. Bramble has.
Hit him with the right hand, didn't do anything with him. It's got to be discouraging to Mancini. 13th round, coming to an end, and Mancini's legs go rubbery. Catch Sports Night of Champions will continue after this message from your local station. A very important moment in the 14th round. Ray was wobbled at the end of the 13th and took a circle route back to his corner. They know it, both of them, Mancini and Bramble. 2 rounds left with a World's Championship, WBA Lightweight Championship on the line.
Like most boxing experts, if you will, I would have never suspected Livingstone Bramble could go this long at this pace and be fresh, but he is. Give him credit for it.
He's got Mancini in trouble. He has him in desperate trouble. Mancini on his bicycle looks ready to be taken. He looks the way he did against Arguello. He may go down right now. Does he have the reserve? I am not sure. He is helpless, and the fight has been stopped, and Livingstone Bramble has won. Unbelievably, Livingstone Bramble, a 4-1 underdog, has taken the title away from Ray Mancini. You can see David Wolf saying, okay to the referee. He knew you're on your way into the ring.
I am not tired. I could go more rounds. I was pacing myself good. Ray was tired from about the 8th or 9th round from the body shot. But Ray is a very determined champion. He wasn't hitting hard, but he was throwing many punches.
Now, you were also hit to the body early, but your conditioning in this fight was extraordinary.
I gotta tell you, I was not getting hit in the body, I was getting hit on the elbow. That's what everybody thinks, but see, I have no body, I go like this. I have a 74-inch reach that makes up for the protection for the body.
All right, we cannot see them. Here's the monitor. We will take a look, Livingstone, at the beginning of the end for Ray Mancini when you started him out in that final round and you were able to put him out. Talk to us about this.
Give me a kiss. Okay, right here, I think Ray Mancini was pretty weak, so I keep the pressure on him. I saw him trying to grab me every time we get in close, so my trainer told me to push him off, and we push him off. But the main thing was Tommy Potts, my trainer. He told me, Bramble, you've been boxing that way for all those years. Stay that way. Box that way.
Now, I thought the key in the fight was in the 3rd round when you switched to southpaw. Why did you wait till the 7th to go back to that?
We wanted to break up his pattern. That's what it was. We wanted him to see that he wasn't going to do it, and then he did it. Then we told him to do it.
Come in.
Was that your plan all along? I saw you working southpaw in Houston, and you were very effective. Was that what you thought could work?
It's a matter of time.
First of all, let me say hi to my mother in the Virgin Islands. I didn't want her to come to see this fight because it's a very brutal sport. Mommy, Delver, Laverne, and all the rest of you, Portia, Sally, Sheldon, all my family, all my fans in the island, and Passaic, New Jersey, I love you all.
The last word to Lou Duva.
Well, let me tell you something. I got to give credit to...
Hey, wait a minute.
Johnny Bumpus right over here. Johnny went with him. Johnny helped him. Got to give credit to Tommy Parks.
All right, well, it's a little chaotic in the ring, as you can see. Johnny Bumpus is here. There were cynics. They said Livingstone Bramble might not be the best contender in the lightweight division. He proved it. Let's go back to ringside.
Bramble had come into the fight as a 4-1 underdog. If I'd lost that fight, Bramble said, I'd have been finished. Not like Mancini. 1 loss for me, and I'm wolf meat. So I'm going to win, and when I lose, I'm gone. Bramble took 1 non-title fight before signing for a rematch with Mancini. He fired trainer Tommy Parks, and his behavior was reportedly becoming more hostile and erratic. There's no doubt he can be difficult, Lou Duva said. Tommy Parks had conceded that the rematch with Mancini would be more difficult, but that he still expected Bramble to win.
Round one. Crowd really into the fight right off the bat here. Very up-tempo feeling here in Reno. Bramble says he wants to jab more. 6, 7, 8 times in a row if he can. Went with a hook right off the bat.
Bramble also mentioned to me, Barry, the fact he's going to work your body more often. He felt that it was very effective in the first fight. The body shots, they took their toll. He claims this time around he's going to work the body a lot more. Mancini, on the other hand, claims he's going to use his jab, which is a very good, short, strong jab.
That was a chopping right hand a moment ago by Mancini that did catch Bramble up on the side of the head. Lest you think Mancini cannot box at all, he did box predominantly in one fight, a victory over Pablo Morales rather early in his career. And he is capable of jabbing. Good combination by Mancini, backs Bramble off of him.
Well, see, there's a misconception. People think when you box, you have to move, dance around. That's not the case. Use the basics, the left jab, the right hand.
A lot of action again here in the first round. Very up-tempo first round. Combination by Bramble with the right hand. Downstairs, then upstairs.
Now, the way both these guys are coming in, it's a good chance of a headbutt. There was collision of the heads.
And that headbutt, of course, very much a factor in the first fight. Mancini was cut seriously early on, although it did not bother him as the fight went on.
There seems to be a slight abrasion on the right eye.
Combinations once more by Bramble. And a good combination. Mancini was rocked by that one. I think that definitely got Mancini's attention, and Bramble, a big rally at the end of the first round. Mancini got inside and got an uppercut.
What's happening, Bramble's throwing his punches, he fades, he steps back, and then he comes back with some more of his punches. And that's the reason he's landing such beautiful shots on Mancini.
Good exchange once more. Little puffiness under the eye as well as over the left eye of Ray Mancini now.
Now also, Barry, you observe the counterpunching of Bramble. He's one of the best, if not the best. Now what you see here, let Mancini throw his punches, and then he'll come off with 4 or 5 shots. Like paralyzing Mancini in the first fight. Little short shots.
Bramble getting the better of the action inside right at the moment. You almost have the feeling that Bramble just wants to see what the best that Mancini has is.
I like that left hook thrown by Mancini. He was inside close. But it doesn't seem to faze Bramble at all.
Now, Bramble said he never hurt him, and he said he really wasn't very much of a puncher, to be honest with you. Coming down toward the end of the second round. He did the first time, and that is keeping his elbows right close into his waist. But Bramble's getting inside of that. Or rather, Mancini's getting inside of that. That was a good right hand by Bramble.
Ray doesn't particularly need to be toe-to-toe with Bramble. Bramble appears to be much too strong for him inside. Or whereas he gets too many, he gets his punches off first. And his punches are cleaner.
And the right hands have now opened that cut up over the left eye of Boom Boom Mancini. And Bramble scoring pretty effectively with that right hand.
I'm expecting for someone to go down now. I mean, the shots are starting to land.
Mancini's been getting inside very consistently. The thing is, he doesn't seem to be hurting Bramble by it. Now, of course, there is a cumulative effect.
Well, the punches now, both fighters have measured each other, and the punches now landing on the chin.
Mancini seems able to back Bramble off of him when he does get that straight punch inside the guard of Bramble.
It's not going to be just one punch. It's going to be a combination that puts someone down.
Good counter punch by Bramble. Might have hurt Mancini.
That punch dazed Mancini just now, but Mancini comes back.
And another good overhand right. And another. Bramble opening up very well. And another good right hand right to the side of the head of Boom Boom Mancini. Again, the uppercut effective for Bramble, and another combination, all of which score to the head of Boom Boom Mancini. And once again, Bramble throwing punches in combination.
Nice combination by Bramble. And again, I noticed the uppercuts are doing a great job.
He's been leading with the uppercut on occasion as well. It's been very effective. Leading with the right hand uppercut, coming across with the left hand. And again, he opens up Boom Boom Mancini. And once more.
There's
now
another cut.
Blood from the right eye of Boom Boom Mancini. And that cut seems to be more serious than the one that he had earlier. It's alongside the eye, so the blood won't get into the eye.
Now we see some desperation in Mancini.
And there's a sharp uppercut by Bramble. Bramble's corner wants him to go get Mancini right now. Another good combination by Bramble.
Again, Bramble's turned southpaw.
He's been very effective as a southpaw. He has not done it as much tonight as he did in the first fight. A lot of blood alongside the eye of Ray Mancini. That is the right eye.
Ray has taken some tremendous shot from Bramble.
And a right hand lead and then a right hand uppercut as he again goes southpaw.
Watch for those shots to the body, towards the heart. This is what Bramble said he would do this time around. There, that was a shot.
Bramble punching very sharply, much more so than in their first fight. He's fighting like a champion tonight.
At this point for Mancini, it could be very discouraging. But he has a hell of a line. He's still trying to come back.
Yeah, you have the feeling that Mancini might have already hit Bramble with his best shot. That's a pretty good right hand by Mancini. Might have been his best punch of the fight. Bramble fights back.
That was a beautiful combination. During the first fight, Bramble turned southpaw. He's ambidextrous, and it was effective in the first fight, and he's going to do it again.
Left eye of Mancini starting to close.
Mancini lands some good shots now. He's coming back.
That's the first time he's backed Bramble off of him.
Bramble stopped for a second.
He stopped a couple of times here in this round, and Mancini now presses the attack, and the crowd comes alive.
Now Mancini needs to go to work now. I think
Bramble is hurt.
Yes. He seems to be wobbling.
You can see it in his legs. And some of the starch is gone from Livingstone Bramble.
Now this is when Mancini needs to go to work now. This opportunity does not come often. Now he knows Bramble's not punching back now. He's trying to clear his head.
And Mancini tried to press the attack. He knows he had his man hurt.
Now this is when the left hook of Mancini should work.
I don't think Bramble's got the cobwebs quite out yet. And he took another shot that backed him up. And Mancini comes right on his man. And all of a sudden it's Bramble that's fighting Mancini's fight.
Bramble now is starting to make a mistake that Mancini made the first fight, just trying to load up. He's forgetting what he has.
Big round for Ray Boom Boom Mancini.
That was clearly Mancini's best round. And what is happening here, I believe, is that Bramble, by taking the offense, which he normally doesn't do, is leaving himself open for Mancini's counters.
But I don't think that Bramble's going to cooperate with that. Bramble sees the condition of the eye.
Give me time.
I think Mills Lane is going to have it examined by the doctor.
And the doctor in the state of Nevada can stop the fight.
Time. Let him look at it. Let him look at it.
Mills Lane just saying, let him look at it.
Huh? Blur. Can you see? It's blurry. It's blurry. The doctor asked him if he can see, and he said yes.
He said it's blurry.
You can't see it all, huh? He said he can't see it all.
No, he said it's blurry, is what Ray Mancini said.
Well, the doctor is giving him another chance or opportunity. I doubt very seriously if Ray can come out for the next round.
I don't think they'll let it go too far here. And not much sting in Mancini's punches right at the moment, although he did make him blink that time. But Ray Mancini fighting by feel here.
The eyes really bother him now, Barry. I mean, he's rubbing it with his glove. I think this is it.
End of the 8th round, but it may well be the last.
Conceivably, that could be one of the last rounds of Ray Mancini's career. He's looking up at Paul Percival.
Simple fact is, Mancini's punches do not have the sting that they did.
That was a good shot, once again to the body. It's like a jab that Bramble execute that punch to the body.
And Mancini just trying to get inside where he can feel his man.
He backed off just now, Mancini did.
Bramble seems content to stay in there and slug with him. And Mancini now appears to be a little bit rocky.
Ray's not giving up, but he's basically on instinct now. You notice that Bramble's missing again. And Mancini's on the attack.
And he is. Bramble just backs off, even though Mancini's punches don't seem to have much in them.
Now you may see Bramble retaliate. I think all he's doing now is just getting a breather.
He took an uppercut there with his back to the ropes. Mancini just trying to muscle Bramble. Coming down toward 10 seconds remaining here in round 9. Good right hand there by Bramble. Bramble is doing some leading with his head here. And good shot that time by Bramble. Slowed Mancini up. And a combination again. And that might have taken a little more out of Ray Mancini. 30 seconds remaining.
Bramble must be made of solid stone because we all know that Mancini can punch. And Bramble's been taking it.
The interesting thing is, of the two, Bramble seems to be the more tired fighter. Bramble being a little bit more active this round. I should point out that there's been no blood along the left eye of Ray Mancini for about the last 3 rounds. The swelling is still there, but no additional blood.
Again, body attack by Bramble. And it's starting to wear down Mancini. Mancini's steady retreating now.
After that round,
he throws bolo punches, under and over.
Uppercut has been his most effective weapon tonight. There he got a good left hand in.
He's not letting up now.
And a right hand right on the chin of Mancini, thrown by Livingstone Bramble, a champion. 1 minute remaining.
I know exactly what's going through Mancini's mind now. He knows fully well he's behind on points, and he only has a few more rounds to go, so he wants to give it his all.
Trying to get inside if he can. That's where he's most effective. Bramble lunges with the right hand. More blood flowing freely from the right eye. Mancini took another good right hand from Bramble. By Mancini. Bramble says, come on. Bramble talking to him.
I think what Mancini's corner wanted him to do is to try to steal this fight.
Combination by Bramble. Backs Mancini up for a moment. They're at close range. Remember, the first fight went 14 rounds. This one will also go 14, at least.
But he has to continue to fire back, Barry. Especially what, that was a good shot.
Combination slowed up Bramble again.
Once Bramble gets his punches off, Mancini needs to retaliate with something.
Bramble came right back with the left hand after Mancini had stung him again, or at least gotten his attention with a combination.
Like now, you notice when Bramble missed a couple shots, Mancini comes back. Good head movement. Very good head movement by Mancini.
Again, combinations by Mancini. Back Bramble up. But Bramble right back with a jab in the face of Mancini. But Mancini very active here, and that could be a factor. Another pretty good left hand by Mancini.
Those hands got to be up there, but you got to use two hands. No single shots. All right, you jab, you throw your right hand, you come back with your left hand. You got this here, baby? On the inside.
It very well could be that the winner of this round will win the fight.
3 minutes of boxing left. The entire Lawler Event Center is on its feet as one.
Both fighters realize this last round is very important. You're going to see two fighters come to life all of a sudden, totally rejuvenated.
Mancini got the first two punches of the round in.
They just hit heads again.
And now there's a little blood showing from the left eye of Ray Mancini. It hasn't been showing for the last 6 rounds. But of course, Mancini will throw caution to the wind here in this fight. Both men scored with left hands. I've rarely heard a crowd into a fight as much as this one. And we're going to get another look at Ray Mancini's eye. And his corner is not pleased about it at all.
The cut on the left eye is reopening. It looks a lot worse now.
He said let him finish. Mills Leno once again doing the right thing. Very nasty cut over the eye. Little bit of blood showing from the eye of Bramble as well. Pressing the action despite the fact I know he can't see his man. There was a good left hand by Bramble. And Mancini fights back.
This crowd is so excited. It's as though a million people are in here. And they all are chanting, boom, boom.
And both men just going for it here in the final round.
It's just so unfortunate there has to be a loser, Barry.
There really isn't a loser, to tell you the truth. Once again, Mancini trying to press the action. Bramble fighting the intelligent fight right at the moment. Both men still respecting each other. Right hand by Mancini.
Mancini now is on the attack now.
20 seconds of boxing remaining here. Everybody on their feet.
The crowd is just going crazy.
This fight is up for grabs.
I would hate to be a judge.
And they will end it the way they started it, fighting. It's over. Listen to the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. We have a unanimous decision. I will read the point totals. Jim Rundu scores 143-142. The same score, 143-142 by Dave Moretti. And Bill Levine sees it 144-143. It's a one-point edge, unanimous decision to the still champion Livingstone Bramble.
Well, it's a decision, Ray. I don't know that there would be any argument about it. It was a one-point fight. I don't know whether it came down to the 15th round or not. That's something we will find out after the fact.
A little closer than it looked like it was going to be in the middle of the fight. How would you describe what happened?
Well, Ray was throwing a lot of punches, but I was landing a clean shot. I'm not much of a combination style fighter. I'm basically a guy to counter punch. And Ray, the fight was judged properly. It was a close fight, not in terms of who was hitting who more, but who was more aggressive and throwing more punches.
How do you feel about him now? You've had some real differences of opinion with Ray Mancini, but it seemed this fight and seeing how gallant he was, being cut up and bleeding, he won your respect.
Well, he didn't win my respect today. I always respect Ray. Dave Wolf is the one that really caused all the discrimination between me and the camp.
What are your plans now?
Well, right now I am the Universal Champion, and I would like to fight no other than Hector Macho Camacho.
We'll see when that happens. Congratulations, Livingstone Bramble.
Thank you.
After the victory, the WBA insisted that Bramble sign to face #1 contender Tyrone Crawley within 90 days. But the Duvas wanted the bigger money that could be had with fights against Hector Camacho or Aaron Pryor. 2 months after the Mancini rematch, Bramble's urine sample tested positive for ephedrine, a stimulant. The fighter confessed to using an Asian herb supplement on a regular basis. Both Bramble and Lou Duva were called in for a hearing before the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Duva argued that the average person could not be expected to understand the contents of Oriental diet supplements. The label says Lu Wu, Ho Ching, and Pu Wei, Duva testified. What the hell is that? The commission ruled that ignorance was no excuse. Duva was fined $5,000 and Bramble $15,000. Bramble then parted ways with the Duva family after their contract expired. The fighter blamed his callous behavior during the Mancini buildup on Duva, stating that his promoter told him to behave like a Caribbean primitive, given to bizarre rituals involving animals and voodoo. It was all Duva's idea, Bramble said. He tried to make me a mean guy. Meanwhile, Duva contended that the negative image that Bramble got was due to the fighter's own bad manners. But Bramble also realized that the Duvas were not securing him as much money as they could have with the purse bids, so he left the promotion. In February of 1986, Bramble faced top contender Tyrone Crawley. Crawley throws the jab like he's saying goodbye, remarked Bramble's new trainer Lee Black. Bramble throws a jab like he's saying hello. Bramble boldly predicted an early knockout and threatened that if the fight made it to the 8th round, he would take a bite out of his opponent. While Bramble didn't follow through on his cannibalistic promise, he delivered a masterful performance, eventually stopping the crafty Crawley in 13 rounds. The victory placed Bramble in boxing's mythical pound-for-pound rankings. Talk of him facing superstar Hector Macho Camacho became one of the most anticipated fights among boxing fans. The fight was tentatively scheduled for the spring of 1987. A doubleheader on HBO pitted Bramble against power-punching Edwin Rosario, while Camacho faced Cornelius Boza Edwards. If both fighters won, the result would have been a $1 million super fight.
Fighters are accustomed to going after their opponents. So this first round figures to be an important round for dominance, for territory, to determine who is going to be the boss. Both of them are looking at it that way, Ray.
One thing about it, though, Bramble has always been the one that would make the fight very aggressive, inside and outside. This time he says he's going to use the left jab. Let's see whether or not it works.
Rosario seems extremely loose here, just ahead of the opening bell. Rosario, in some people's estimation, was thinking perhaps a little bit more about his narrow loss to Hector Camacho than he was about the fight upcoming tonight with Livingstone Bramble. Round one, set to go.
Whoa, that was close.
Crowd into this fight right off the bat. Good left hook, the biggest weapon of Edwin Rosario. Bramble said look for all kinds of fireworks in the first round.
Puts his entire body behind it. Rosario puts punches together very well.
Rosario is doing a little bit of backing up here.
He backs away to get in position, Barry. Then he fires back. There, he fired back with a good left-right combination.
Very good combination, and it locked Bramble back. Another good left hand sneaking in over the gloves of Bramble by Rosario. Even first round. Very good left jab by Bramble. 10 seconds remaining. We'll remind you that Tito Alba, our interpreter, Spanish to English, will be in the corner of Edwin Rosario, and we'll have an interpretation between rounds.
Stay loose, Tom. Stay loose. Make him miss.
The issue here is whether Bramble can take the punch of Rosario, who is probably the hardest, sharpest puncher he's ever faced, and whether Rosario can stand the pressure and toughness of the champion.
Bramble said he really didn't think the fight would go 15 rounds, and he said, honestly, I doubt it'll go 10.
What Bramble has in front of him is a guy that is a great counterpuncher, one of the best counterpunchers in the lightweight division. Also a good, sharp, accurate puncher in Rosario, a guy that gives you so many angles, left, right, lateral movement. Bramble has a tendency to wear his opponents down with just his aggressiveness.
Rosario just missed with that short left hook. That was the one that really got Hector Camacho.
Bramble there for a second was going to turn to southpaw. This guy is ambidextrous.
Well, it's also been said when he does that, he takes one awkward step and leaves himself open.
But he fires back so quickly, Barry, and very few fighters are able to counter on that. The jab of Rosario starting to back Bramble into the ropes.
Good combinations by Edwin Rosario. And a great left hand by Rosario. That was a sneaky, quick left hand, and it drove Bramble into a corner. And a good uppercut and another. And Bramble backs up, he's hurt. Rosario dishing it out to Bramble. Long way to go, over a minute remaining.
There's a cut over Bramble's right eye.
Some tremendous shots by Rosario. Bramble just trying to cover up. And down goes Bramble. It's all over. Tremendous victory for Edwin Rosario.
I said when this round started, the issue was whether Bramble could take Rosario's punch, which was the hardest punch he's ever faced. It turned out that he couldn't.
This is a man that had never been knocked off his feet before. There was no question about it.
So the preamble to Bramble has turned out to be the scenario for Rosario.
The defeat left the proposed super fight with Camacho out the window. Initially, Bramble stated that he was thumbed by Rosario, but he later admitted that his training intensity had dropped a few degrees prior to the bout. My mind wasn't on the fight, Bramble said. I just covered up, went down, and I couldn't see, so I just stayed there. It was a mental thing. Bramble saw the loss as the culmination of mismanagement and bad dealings. He decided to change his name, hoping to create a new public image and a more serious attitude toward his life and his profession. I am now Razai Aluja, Bramble said, which means I fight for God. Livingstone Bramble is no more. Bramble rehired trainer Tommy Parks for his comeback bout against Freddie Pendleton, a fight that ended in a disputed draw. Ringsiders felt that Pendleton deserved the decision. Bramble once again parted ways with Parks. He signed with manager Lenny Shaw and was trained by Don Turner, only to return to Sam Sangis, who negotiated plans for Floyd Patterson to take over the reins for the fighter. In June of 1988, Bramble was arrested at a Virgin Islands airport after 2 ounces of marijuana were discovered in his possession. A month later, he was stopped in 10 rounds on cuts in a rematch with Freddie Pendleton. Pendleton was ahead on 2 of the 3 scorecards when the fight ended. The bout marked the beginning of a precipitous decline, as Bramble alternated between managing himself and having numerous low-profile managers. He also changed trainers regularly. A knockout victory over Harold Brazier proved to be Bramble's last significant win as he entered the 1990s. He changed his name back to Livingstone Bramble, but it made no difference, as he began losing more than winning. He should have been the rightful victor on occasion, as he floored 19-year-old phenom Obakar twice before losing a controversial decision, and fought tooth and nail with Ricky Myers in another disputed loss. However, by 1993, Bramble was clearly on the downside of his career, taking beating after beating. One of his worst performances was televised by HBO, where he looked like a slow-moving sparring partner as he was shut out by Buddy McGirt over 12 rounds. In July of 2000, the now 39-year-old Bramble failed to pass a pre-fight drug test in Pennsylvania and was placed on suspension. Now self-managed, he found it difficult to get fights. There was talk of Bramble facing former 2-time champion Meldrick Taylor, but Taylor was unable to receive a license in several states. Bramble finally called it quits after losing 6 straight fights at the age of 43. He enjoyed life in Las Vegas and later his native Virgin Islands. His home is still a mini zoo of different animals, including dogs, snakes, and lizards. The title-winning victory over Mancini remains the highlight of his career. My proudest moment was winning the title because of where I came from, Bramble said in an interview with The Ring. We did it. I'm proud of what I've done for myself and the people who supported me.
Was the Pitbull in the fight, won the lightweight title, shining so bright with a snake round his neck. He stepped in the ring, champion of the people, the lightweight king. Livingstone Bramble, a name to remember, a fighter's heart burning like an ember. From the islands to the ring, he gave his all. Pitbull Bramble standing tall.